I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low, I've been taking my...
Hello, I'm Melanie Millars, and in this video, you'll be learning about dealing with suicide prevention and imminent danger in schools. Suicide, and what is it? Suicide means ending your own life. People who commit suicide do it often to escape pain or to rid themselves of suffering. When someone ends their life, it is said that they died of suicide. And when someone tries to end their life but does not die, it is a suicide attempt. In 2016, over 157,000 of youth ages 10 to 24 received medical care for self-inflicted injuries as a result of suicide attempt. Teenage years can be extremely difficult for some teenagers. Some may see small issues as overwhelming and destructive and cannot seem to get over them. Some causes and risk factors of teen suicide could be major disappointment. This could be parents getting a divorce or not making a specific sports team, stress, depression, substance abuse, or genetics, suicide in the family, previous attempts of suicide, easy access to guns, or resulting to verbal and physical abuse. When it comes to warning signs of suicide, sometimes teenagers often express their plans or even drop hints of suicide. Some signs could include a sudden change in mood, maybe going from being extremely motivated and happy to the sense of sadness and depression. The feeling of hopelessness or helplessness. The increase in risk-taking behavior. Maybe they're taking more extreme risks that they not necessarily had before. Talk of the topic. Have they increased their communication about suicide or sparked an interest in suicide? Isolation or withdrawal. Are they isolating themselves from something they were once very interested in? Or saying goodbyes. Have they gone to friends or teachers or family members and said goodbye? Suicide prevention is not something a school should start after a suicide has taken place. In fact, it is suggested that suicide prevention should be started as early as 7th grade, if not sooner. District policy implementation. Suicide prevention plans are school district-wide and should involve a variety of employees. The principal should designate a suicide prevention coordinator, who is normally a school counselor or a school nurse. Any students that school employees may feel that are at-risk students should be reported to the designated coordinator. Staff professional development. The school district should receive a professional development course that discusses risk factors, signs and warnings, available resources, and suggested procedures to follow. At that time, school faculty members should receive a list of potential at-risk students to be observed throughout the year. The list should include a list of students with mental health issues, history of substance abuse problems, Native American students, students of the LGBT community, and any student that has history of suicide attempts. Schools should design age-appropriate, student-centered programs about suicide into their health education classes. The content of these classes should include the importance of safe and healthy choices and coping strategies, how to recognize risk factors and warning signs of mental disorders and suicide in oneself and others, and help-seeking strategies for oneself or others, including how to engage school resources and refer friends to help. Schools may also provide small group suicide prevention programs. After a suicide has happened, a suicide post-vention action plan is developed and implemented. The steps include verify the death, assess the situation, what students will be affected the most and how will it affect the student body, Share the information before it is classified as a suicide. Get the word out as soon as possible and tell them that the cause is unknown. Supply the staff with a statement for the students. Avoid suicide contagion. Support services. Let the students know what services are provided for them. And school memorials. School memorials should be avoided. Flags should not be flyed at half-mast. If anything, the school should do is post suicide prevention posters. Also, the external communication. The principal or the designated spokesperson will speak on behalf of the school. They will tell the media the facts about the death, the plans that are going to take place afterwards, and resources for students. As you can see, there are several resources available for suicidal teens and anyone with suicidal thoughts. The most popular one now may be the 24/7 suicide hotline. Hip-hop and R&B artist Logic uses his musical platform to inform students of the suicide hotline. His most recent single is entitled 1-800-273-8255. It talks about the effects of suicide. The song at the beginning and end of this video are clippings of that song. Imminent danger and warning signs indicate that a student or students are in immediate danger or very close to behaving in a way that can put themselves or others in extreme danger. Understanding early and imminent warning signs are a vital step in ensuring school safety. Imminent warning signs could include serious physical fighting with peers or family members. This could be in school or out of school. Severe destruction of property. Severe rage for seemingly minor reasons. Detailed threats of lethal violence. Possession and/or use of firearms or other weapons. Or other self-injurious behaviors or threats of suicide. When warning signs are present, safety must always be the first consideration and action must be taken immediately. Immediate intervention by school authorities and even law enforcement officers is needed when a child is carrying a weapon, particularly a firearm, and has threatened to use it, or has presented a detailed plan, including time, place, or method to harm or kill others. If the child has a history of aggression or has attempted to carry out threats in the past. School counselors promise the right to confidentiality to all of their students. This used to cover all aspects of a session, but due to the Tatiana Tarsoff case in California, it has changed. In 1986, the American School Counselor Association revised its ethical position. It now states confidentiality must not be abridged by the counselor, except when there is a clear and present danger to the student and/or other persons. Confidentiality is a disclosure of information about a student only to those with a legal right to know, including parents and educators working with that student. In situations where a student is assessed at risk for suicide or has made a suicide attempt, the student's parent or guardian must be informed as soon as it is deemed necessary by school administrators. If the student has exhibited any kind of suicidal behavior, the parent or guardian should be canceled on means restriction, limiting the child's access to mechanisms for carrying out a suicide attempt. This can include guns, rope, or belts, anything that can make it successful.